Hi, I'm Jared Badour, and I'm a nutrition program coordinator at the Crim Fitness Foundation. And today's MyGarden lesson is making a seed pictograph. First, what do you know about pictographs? And how are we connecting them to MyGarden? This is an example of a pictograph. You will be filling in a pictograph with Miss Duncan in a minute. Pictographs are a good way to record and see information that you have collected. Today we'll be collecting information from apples and peas. But before we start that, how do fruits and vegetables grow? They start from a seed. So today we'll be collecting information by cutting open our apple and our peas and taking the seeds out and seeing how many seeds different fruits and vegetables have. So feel free to participate and go in your kitchen and grab a fruit or vegetable, especially peas or an apple. Now before we get started, let's talk about a couple different things. First, vegetables and seeds. Now, when you think of vegetables like peas, you associate them with flavor. When they're considered a fruit, actually, when you have your science hats on and you look at the body of a plant, much like we have arms and legs, we can look at the parts of a plant too. So you would crack these open and find the seeds inside of them. So you would actually consider that a fruit if you had your science hats on. Now, if you have your chef hat on, you would associate this flavor with a vegetable. Now next you might say, now vegetables like your leafy greens, like kale, how do they get seeds? Well, those are on the outside. Kale, for example, when it grows for a longer time and it comes back the following year, it'll start to bloom and you will be able to pick the seeds from the outside of the plant. Next, let's talk about what you need and safety. So you will need your fruits and vegetables that you will be using to cut open and find the seeds, but you'll also want a cutting board, knife, and toothpicks will help you get the seeds out. Now for safety, please have adult supervision that'll watch you either cut the fruit or vegetable or cut it for you. Now with adult supervision, let's begin cutting. We found 8 seeds in the apple and 3 seeds in our 1 pea pod. Now that we got our seeds counted, let's send it over to Mrs. Duncan and we'll start the pictograph.
So we're going to start putting together our seed pictograph. With Mr. Jared, you just extracted or took out seeds from an apple and from a pea pod. So now we're going to take that information, that data that you just got from those seeds, and we're going to put it on our pictograph. So we're going to represent that information in pictures today. So I want you to think about the apple that you used. If you followed along at home and you used your own apple, I want you to select a color of the apple that you used. So I'm going to select red because that's what color Mr. Jared's apple was. So on the top of our paper, we're going to start by drawing a picture of an apple. If you have a hard time drawing your fruits and vegetables, I just kind of think about what shape they remind me of. So an apple reminds me of a circle, so that's how I drew my apple. Now, if you are following along and you extracted your own seeds at home, you are going to draw the number of seeds next to your apple. So Mr. Jared found 8 seeds in his apple, so that's what I'm going to represent on our pictograph. So next to your apple, you're going to start drawing your apple seeds. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our apple had 8 apple seeds that we found. So the next fruit or vegetable that Mr. Jared used was the pea pod. So now we're going to represent the pea pod on our seed pictograph. So we're going to draw a picture of our pea pod. It's kind of a long oval, maybe it had a pointy end, and this one I'm going to decide to color in. And Mr. Jared's pea pod had 3 peas. So we're going to draw 3 seeds, because those peas were the seeds of that pea pod. And so on our pictograph right now, we have our apple and our 8 apple seeds. We have our pea pod and our 3 peas that were inside. Now, if you continue on, you can select other fruits and vegetables and add them to your graph, your pictograph chart. And it's a cool way to be able to compare how many seeds are in different fruits and vegetables. So have fun, see what seeds you can find. There are so many different fruits and vegetables to pick from, and we're excited to see what you do. To extend this lesson further, try our at-home challenges. Number 1. Find another fruit and vegetable to extract seeds from. Which fruits or vegetables have the most seeds? And number 2, graph it another way. Try making a bar graph to compare numbers of seeds in each fruit and vegetable. Have fun!